They say a doctor is a symbol of healing and medicine, and that a Dalmatian represents courage and strength. So when you put the two together, you end up with something very special, if not magical. Morgan was a happy, healthy, and a quiet girl. She loved animals and helping other people, but she could also be very silly. Morgan came home from school not feeling very well. She rested for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 4 months. As she laid in bed, she started to get lonely, scared, and sad. Dr. Guarneri rushed Morgan and her mom into her office right away and started asking questions about her symptoms. Morgan had never felt so cared for. Dr. Guarneri was a doctor and a person, unlike anyone she had ever met. Dr. Guarneri sent Morgan to see a special doctor who dealt with the joints in the body. It's a no-brainer, Morgan. You have rheumatic fever. After spending a week in San Diego, Morgan was getting ready to go home. While she was putting on her jacket, Dr. Guarneri said to her, "Wait a minute, Morgan. I need to give you something." She went into her closet and came out with the cutest stuffed Dalmatian. It looked like it had a story to tell. Dr. Guarneri went on to explain how this Dalmatian was given to her by a patient from Ecuador, South America, many years ago. She had been driving past a garage sale, and a Dalmatian caught her eye. So before she went back home, she brought it to me. I have been keeping it in my closet, but I feel it is meant for you. Dr. Guarneri passing on the symbol of love meant a great deal to Morgan. It was her dog of hope. Once back home in Canada, Morgan began her monthly treatments. While she would sit in the waiting room, she was very bothered by all the sounds of sadness coming from the children and the tired faces of their parents. She knew she had to do something to help. For the year 2010, we want to give you all dream journals, Mrs. Melder explained. On the plane ride home, Morgan wrote her first journal entry, and it read, "Help children in hospital." She pondered for months, thinking of how she could achieve this goal. She then thought, what does everyone want to feel? The answer was love. She wanted to help all sick children by a different kind of medicine, the medicine of love. The Dr. Dog Project was born. Morgan then spent every day for 2 years working on her Dr. Dog Project, asking her friends and family for help. On June 3, 2011, Morgan's dream became a reality. The Dr. Dog Project became a non-for-profit organization, like a charity, named Gift of Hope for Children Society. She then started handing out her first Dr. Dogs in Victoria, BC. The first night after giving away Dr. Dogs, Morgan sat awake in her bed. She looked over at her Dr. Dog and thought, wow, tonight I am going to bed with a Dr. Dog in my room, and so are other children. She no longer felt alone. Dr. Dog had shown her that we are all in this together. Months after, Morgan and her team continued to give away Dr. Dogs in Tibet, India, Hawaii, and Calgary. And this is where I am forced to stop writing, because the rest of the story hasn't happened yet. It is undetermined. I do not know where Dr. Dog will go in the future. I hope it will continue to expand and continue to bring hope to children all over the world. During the first year of giving away Dr. Dogs, I was told that a girl said, "When I get better, I want to pass on my Dr. Dog too." I think this is so beautiful, how the story will never stop, because once you open your heart and help others, there's always more to the story. I know one thing for sure. The power of one person and one small act of kindness is much bigger than one might think. And then, of course, when you bring Dr. Dog into the picture, well, magic happens.
Darkness drains and light will come again. Swing open up your chest and let it in.